It's Juanita from Balance. Today I'm going to talk about how to make your hormones happy, and I'm going to specifically talk about perimenopause and menopause and what we can do to support that process, things that we can do at home. There's quite a few things that we can do to make this transition a bit more comfortable. Firstly, perimenopause is that transition before menopause, and it can happen from any time from 38 to 55, and then until we go through menopause, which means that we haven't had a period for a year, and then we're in a menopausal state. So during the perimenopausal time, what actually can happen is that we get a real drop in progesterone, and a lot of women can really feel this with anxiety, poor mood, and just a generally feeling low and very low energy. What also happens is because we get this low progesterone, we get an increase of estrogen, which can lead to a lot of these symptoms, heavy periods, moodiness. They call it like the second puberty. So a lot of those symptoms you experience are like puberty symptoms. So acne, moodiness, and heavy bleeding. So during menopause, that's when we haven't had a period for 12 months. We can often find that we get hot flushes and poor sleep and a little bit more anxiety. So I'm going to talk about what we can do to help this and things that we can do at home, which I think is really important. So from a Chinese medicine perspective, yin and yang, yang is fire and heat and yin is cool. In perimenopause to menopause, we get a natural decline of yin in the body. So when we get this natural decline of yin, we can often experience really yang symptoms like anger, irritability, poor sleep, hot flushes, anxiety. So what we aim to do from a Chinese medicine perspective is support yin. It's going to decline naturally, but we just want to support that process. So symptoms, you probably all know them: poor sleep, anxiety, hot flushes, low mood. The list just goes on with all of that. I think I see a lot of women, and it's a time of their life where they've either got teenagers, they're busy at work, they're super stressed, they don't have any time to themselves. One of the most important thing I think you can do is give yourself some space to have some rest and relaxation. So a lot of the same precursors that produce progesterone also produce cortisol. So what that means is that when you're in a really stressed state, your body, your precursors are going to go to producing cortisol, which is produced when you're stressed, and not produce progesterone. And so we're going to get a real drop in that progesterone, and progesterone makes us feel calm, and it actually helps support GABA, our neurotransmitters that make us feel calm and relaxed. So when you're stressed, that can really mess with that process of relaxation. A lot of women can feel that their symptoms get a lot worse with stress, or if they've had a stressful event, a couple of weeks later, they get these perimenopausal symptoms. So I think probably one of the most important things that we can do as women is manage our stress levels. Now, we can't take it away, our stress, but we can actually help our body cope with it better. So one of the things that I tell women to do is gentle exercise, yoga, or anything that's going to make you feel more relaxed. It could just be a walk in the morning. It could be just checking in with yourself, just sitting down, having a cup of tea, and just some deep breathing. So I actually think that's the most important thing that we can do. Our adrenals are the masters of our hormones, so we really, really need to look after them. And I think most women are just stressed out, strung out, and their adrenals are running on empty. So I think that if we take a lot of the stress away, a lot of the symptoms improve. So that's really important. Another thing you can do is make sure you're having plenty of rest and relaxation. So proper sleep and just time to just chill out a little bit, not running around like a headless chook, as my mum would say. Other things that you can do as well is like exercise, gentle exercise, walking, weight-bearing exercises, because it's really important for muscle health and bone health, and to help support insulin resistance, to reduce insulin resistance. So another thing that happens is in this state is that we naturally become more insulin resistant. So what that means is that we don't metabolize carbohydrates and sugars as well as what we used to. Now, I think this is more of a natural thing that happens at this stage of life, probably hundreds or even thousands of years ago. Our body naturally became insulin resistant at this age because, we less likely to go and hunt food and everything like that. So our bodies were like, right, we have to go into starvation and preserve weight. And I still feel like that's there. So during this stage, we become a lot more insulin resistant. So we really have to watch our sugars. It's really, and those refined carbohydrates. So avoiding things like sugar, refined carbohydrates will really help your insulin signaling, and that'll actually help benefit weight loss. Another thing that reducing sugar and refined carbohydrates does is it reduces inflammation. A lot of women at this age, I can actually have personal experience with this, can get more aches and pains at this age, the perimenopausal state. So sugar, alcohol, too much coffee can really increase inflammation, and that increases pain and, wear and tear on the joints. A little bit of an example of this is I did a bit of a 2-week cleanse where I just had sort of vegetables, protein, really clean, healthy eating, bone broth, soups. I cut out coffee, tea and alcohol, and I've been running quite a bit and my hip was a bit stiff. Once I cut that out, after about 3 days, I had no more pain in my hip. So that just goes to show, I was like, wow, this really works. Just goes to show you that when you have a really clean diet and reduce those inflammatory foods, that your aches and pains improve so much. I actually couldn't believe it. I've got to start practicing what I preach. So that's really, really important. Okay, so what else? Yep, okay, so alcohol, another thing with alcohol is that it really inhibits our hormone metabolism. So we really want to make sure that we're supporting our hormone metabolism as we get older. Our liver doesn't detoxify as well as what it should. So reducing alcohol is really important. I'm not saying you have to cut it out. It's good if you can, but really just cutting back. It's also a vasodilator. So if you're getting hot flushes and poor sleep, I can guarantee you if you have a few wines, it's not going to be great. You're going to probably have more hot flushes and poor sleep. So that's really important as well. Now, I wanted to talk about a couple of things that we can do to help you, or you can actually do yourself with your symptoms. So these, I'm going to show you some acupressure points. It's actually going to help you calm your mind, calm anxiety, and it can also help with a good quality sleep. So what you actually do, how to locate these points, you make a fist, and there's a little one here. And so just massaging that. This is really, really good for a good night's sleep. And if you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed, it's fantastic to just calming the mind. Another point here, so if you do 2 fingers above your wrist, and it's just in the middle, pericardium 6, this is a great one for when you're feeling anxious and you're not having a great time, a little bit down. So just massaging that as well in that area is really good. And you can also do it, so this is to be done on both hands here. So, and this can be done like 3 times a day when you're just feeling stressed. At night when you're having trouble sleeping, it's a really good little thing you can do. Now, another point that I want to show you that you can do to calm your mind and help with sleep is this point here, just right in the middle. Get that sticking. Well, it's not going to stick. Hang on a tick. That's called yin tang. So gently massaging this point. It's located in between the eyebrows here This is great for calming the mind, especially when your teenage children are driving you crazy. Just massaging this point, get them to do it as well. It's great for just getting you, I feel so relaxed actually doing that. So these 3 points, 1, 2, 3, which is really good. I hope you found that helpful. If you've got any questions, just pop them down and I'm happy to get back to you. Have a great day.